If you're over the age of 35, YouTube's not going to push your content. Stay tuned. All right, welcome to another episode of Claire Haire. I figured if I dressed in red and white, maybe the YouTube algorithm will push my content. No? Okay. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about ageism, what's your goals, and do you stay updated? So we're talking about YouTube algorithm tips today. So I'm going to go ahead and put the algorithm tips out there, and then we'll go over them later on. Number one, you need to start using emojis in your titles, your tags, and your description. So you need to start using more emojis because, like I said, the younger kids, the Gen Zenians love emojis. So if you're just writing words, no one's reading your stuff. Number two, you need to start strategically using YouTube Shorts. Do not use them in excess. And then final one is duration needs to be 12 minutes or longer. All right. So first things first, let's talk about ageism. So my schematics are what they put for YouTube content creators to be able to tell what's working, what's paying the bills, what do people care about, and who's watching your content. So my schematics is 25 to 34. So what that means is that I appear to be in that age. So that's who they push my content to, and that's who watches my content. So for YouTube thinking I'm 25, hey, appreciate you. So younger content creators need to be given grace. I have on here younger content creators need to be given grace, and I also have on here 30 plus is considered old. So let's go back to the schematics of 25 to 34. Anybody who is under the age of 24 is on TikTok. Okay. Now there is an over 30s, good group on there, but anybody under the age of 24 is on TikTok. So YouTube is more longer format, so it makes sense. With the people not being given grace, I thought about with content creators. I thought about Steph Co, excellent content creator, versus Kelly Stamps. So basically, they both had similar scenarios where they're in a romantic situation that wasn't ideal, and I feel like there was more. Compassion towards Kelly Stamps because she's younger compared to Steph Co, who is like in her late 30s. And I can definitely say that the level of ageism on being a content creator is crazy, and I'm very aware of it. And I do feel like it needs to be called out, the fact that you guys did not have that same compassion. I feel like you can make questionable choices at any age. Like stupid don't age. Okay, stupid. Stupid is immortal. Okay, like I made a stupid mistake yesterday. I made a stupid mistake this morning. Stupid mistakes don't age. Like I feel like there shouldn't be an age on it, but I do feel like there is ageism towards them. And also at ageism 30 and plus being considered old. Like, there was that viral voice note on TikTok basically saying, for people born in the late 1900s, just a little jokey joke, whatever. But it really resonated with the fact that people do think that once you turn 30 or when you get 30 plus that you are considered old. Like me personally too, I've been called old. Like I've been told that I'm too old for cosplaying at the age of 33. And I really appreciate that support because guess what happens? YouTube doesn't care if you like me. They care that you watch. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this episode. But definitely the fact that, I've been told that I'm too old to be doing this and I'm just like, wow, I'm also too old to be paying bills, but they still keep getting built in my house. I don't know why. So as long as the bills are here, I will be making content. But it's just frustrating the fact that so many people, like it's one thing to face ageism in real life, but to face ageism on the internet is very debilitating. It definitely doesn't encourage people. And I do feel like there needs to be older content creators. I'm gonna say older, but there needs to be more content creators who are older because of the fact that there's so much wisdom that can be given. I feel like a lot of wisdom is being handed out by people who have no life experiences yet. And it's much easier for me to take career advice from someone who is 32 compared to someone who's 24, or even weight loss. Like I have this bias that when it comes to dieting and exercise, if one, you're not older than me, I'm not listening to you. Two, I also see on like how active you are. So if you're a 20-year-old who's not active or you're a 30-year-old who's not active, two different lifestyles. So I don't follow people who I can't relate to. Same thing with styling tips. Like some of these styling tips, I'm just like, I am an accountant. I can't dress like that. Okay, you know, so it's just like, I only follow people who I can relate to, and that is a 30+ crew. Okay, so the next one is, what is your goal? Like, are you coming on here to be like, are you coming on here for longevity, or are you on here to get attention? Are you here for clout? Like, you really need to know, like, what's your goal? Like, what, I know that sounds corny, but like, what is your goal? What is your final result you want from the app? Because I know my goal has always been to, one, encourage women and men to just love their natural hair, and then have other options outside of just slapping a wig on. Also to teach as well. Like, I do feel like a lot of people do not have certain advice I give out. People are just like, oh, that was so earth-shattering, groundbreaking to find out. Also, I've had this advice this whole time. I didn't think you guys would want to hear it. But that's always my goal. And then as well, eventually I want to start opening Claire Hair pop-ups. So basically, you know, like you have like a food truck, it'd be like kind of like a hair truck almost, like basically pop up and like do like a demonstration, or even like rent like a room in a mall and be like, just have people bring their daughters and their sons with natural hair come in, and then I can just teach them how to do their hair, because you don't know how much like heartbreaking it is. Let me cry on camera. That's so corny for me. But for me, not for other people. But like, you don't know how heartbreaking it is when I sit there and I see somebody put a wig on their 2-year-old, and not out of jokes, like, or I see somebody put a relaxer on their 4-year-old. You didn't even try. Like, you didn't even try, you know, like you didn't even try. And I know that sounds rude. And I know people say, oh, we don't have kids, you don't understand. I was like, I don't care if I don't care if I never met a kid in my life. You didn't try, and you know you didn't try. Like, you're trying to tell me you put you can sit there and go to there and read the labels off of a relaxer and put it on a kid's head, and not knowing that that can damage them and give them lifeline traction alopecia. You do not deserve, you know what? Let me stop. Pull back. But anyways, my main point is that I have that passion because I still see it as a problem. Like, what question are you answering? Because I've had plenty of times where just people in general in the comments or even in an email have sent me like, hey, thanks to you, I start doing my hair, or hey, I know how to put my hair in a slick bun now, or hey, I did this hairstyle because of you. Like, that makes me feel like I'm not doing this in vain. That makes me feel like I'm just not doing this to pass time. Like, I love hearing stories like that, because it really teaches me to, one, be a better teacher, because I feel like I'm not teaching enough because you guys are still doing that stuff. All right, that stuff will always piss me off, because I consider that child abuiz, you know, like I definitely consider it that. But that will always make my heart feel like I'm not doing this in vain. Number two, how much money do you want to make before you quit? So my goal has always been to pay off my student loans. Y'all know that. Okay. I said since day one, I was like, I pretty much I made this to teach, but mostly pay my student loans off. I have $32,480.54 of student loans from my psychology degree that I got a decade ago. Don't do that math. That I got a decade ago, and I would like to pay it off. I want to pay it off with YouTube. I feel like it is a way that it can be equally beneficial, where I pay off that debt, and then I can truly be free, and then I also get to teach in the meantime and have fun. You know, recording some of these videos are hilarious. I love recording my vlogs too, because then I get to remember, dang, like at that time I had so much fun, or wow, like it reminds me, because sometimes like life goes by very fast, and filming it really slows it down for you, you know. So, excuse me. I can definitely say that in that same aspect, that I truly like making content. It is pretty funny. But yeah, how much money are you willing to do? Because some people, they get to like $1 million, or they get to $2 million. So I was like, okay, I'm done to put YouTube away. Like, I can see myself, as long as I can have the energy, just keep making content as it pops up. Probably not as frequent. Okay. Probably only when I want to. But I have to post 3 times a week because the algorithm requires it. But I would definitely still make content as long as I can, especially once I find something new, like once I figure something out. You know, I'm always on the search to solve problems that people have neglected to answer. So I definitely have my goal of, like, I want to pay my student loans off, and that's pretty much it. My car is almost paid off. That's gonna be the end of this year. I'm speaking into existence. End of this year, pay my car off. But definitely my student loans. I would like to drink. I would like to eat in peace, because you really can't be at peace when you owe that much money. So we're going to go on to the next one. And this is the update. Are you updated? Like, I've seen some content that from smaller creators. Well, I consider myself a small creator, but I'm saying like content wise, like, are you updated? Are you updated with the times? Because even with how I look back at some of my videos, I was like, why were people watching me? I must really have the sauce, because that video was trash. Like the lighting was bad. The lighting was bad. The wording was long-winded. We didn't really get to the point. So looking back, like I always evaluate myself and see, okay, what can I do better? How can I fix this? Or how can I do A, B, and C? So to sit there and not update, I don't think I would even got to 100,000 views, I don't think I would have got to 1 million. I wouldn't even got to 100 views. Like, you have to stay updated, like what's trending now. So, what's trending? Good question. So I have on here what's trending now is that definitely is like getting to the point quicker. Like, before you could sit there and mess around and be like, okay, so yeah, so girl, I was having a bad day, so let's get to, you can't do that anymore. People's attention span is like this. That's why I created ClaireHaireClips. Like, people's attention span is so small now that it's just, people's attention span is so small that it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you when someone got to the point 3 minutes ago and a bigger content creator got to the point quicker. So I feel like definitely updating that, like the long-winded, it needs to stop. I also have on here, on my notes on here, is that what is working, what do people watch? Like YouTube Studio, not trying to sit here and say I'm being paid by them, one day, speaking into existence. But YouTube Studio is an excellent tool to make sure that you actually get paid. Like, they're literally telling you what's making money, basically what views, what's getting viewed. Like, they literally have that on there. So if you continue to make content that is not viewed, that is on you, because they're telling you what makes sense. Like, I looked at my most viewed videos, it's Pretty Privileged. Guess who brought Pretty Privileged Volume 2 back? I did, because that's where the views are at. Like, why would I sit here and try to force something that's not working? Now, I put on here, make sure you still have your signature. Like, even though I am abiding to like what people are watching, I still make sure I have my signature. Like, I still make sure I have my signature of like having my little intro, or, just how I talk and just how I always try to match my background. Like, I still make sure I'm still Claire, but Claire Haire got views. Okay. She got views. And I do feel like a lot of people make the mistake of not listening to YouTube Studio and they do their own thing. Like, these people, like, literally, like, even though this is your page is nothing without your supporters. Nothing. Because if they're not watching it, okay, like, if they're not watching it, no one's going to push your content. Like, no one's going to push your content, because I promise you, for me to get to 1 million views, I promise you one or two people at least at one point was like, dang, this was so funny. Girl, you need to check out so-and-so. And then that word of mouth keeps passing through, keeps passing by, keeps getting spread left and right, So I do feel like in that aspect that a lot of people don't understand that you are nothing without your your support. I don't like followers. I'm not leading you anywhere. I also have on here the YouTube app algorithm, just basic, like those basic tips I told beforehand. Just make sure you're using emojis, but also too, you have to be posting 3 times a week. Like, I always say this to my beginner YouTubers, my baby YouTubers, basically, whenever they come on the app and they're just like, okay, I'm going to post 1 video and get 1 million views. You probably could, but they're still going to need, you probably could, look, I'm my remote control, my microphone now. You probably could get that, but the problem is that after you post that 1 million views, now you've created the presidents and the requirement that they're going to want more content. You just can't post 1 video, make 1 million views, and disappear into oblivion. I wish you could. It would have saved me 4 years. It really would have saved me 4 years. But you have to make content and be consistent. Think of yourself as a TV show. Like, that's why I always say I was close to changing my name to Claire Haire TV, but Claire Haire is so iconic. Like, I've spent 4 years building this brand. I'm going to keep it as it, but it's basically Claire Haire TV. Like, you see my show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then I have syndication reruns on my ClaireHaireClips. Like, whatever you've seen during the week, a short version of that is on ClaireHaireClips immediately. I upload them at the same time. Like, that's how I see it. Like, I have 2 channels. Like, I have Disney, I have Nick Jr., I have Nick, and I have Nick Jr. pretty much. Like, you gotta, well, not really. Cancel them. I have Disney, I have Disney Plus, okay? Cancel them too. Okay, forget it. I have a channel and I have a channel plus, okay? So at the end of the day, I am consistently showing the algorithm that it's okay to push my content. When you sit there and you make one video, baby, like why would I subscribe to you when you only make one video like here and there? Unless you're a celebrity or you have nepotism or you did something really toxic, YouTube's not gonna push you. Why would they push that? Like you're basically like the main goal of YouTube, if you don't take nothing else from this video, the main goal of YouTube is to keep you on the app. That is the main goal. You need to stay on the app. You need to stay on the app for them to continue to be able to pay their bills. Okay. So when you sit there, when you sit there and you don't view anything, or when you sit there and you don't watch anything, or you aren't able to keep people on the app, they're not going to push your content. Like that's why long formatted videos are winning right now, because they're just like, okay, so you're gonna I'd rather think which one YouTube makes money from. Well, a person who made like a 16-minute video like me, or someone who made like a 9-minute quick video, they're gonna push my content because they're just like, that means they're gonna at least watch 4 minutes of the video. Your 9-minute video, they're gonna watch 2 minutes and maybe 3 minutes skip to the end. But my video, they're gonna at least try to see what I'm talking about. Like the main issue is that YouTube needs to make money. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire Haire. If you're over the age of 35, YouTube is not going to push your content. Stay tuned. It's a loops. That's why. Oh shit. Damn. It was